All right. Hello and welcome to another recording of this podcast where we shit on webcomics and tell them that they're bad and just yeah, that's about it. I'm Rai
I'm Chris.
and together we hate skill windows. But do we really? Because we haven't been reading any with them in them. uh, wait, does this one even have skill windows? I
No,
don't think it does.
I think it's a Merm
What a
one.
shitty title for a podcast. Oh no. Alright, so this week we reviewed Legendary Youngest Son of the Marquis House. Legendary Youngest Son of the Marquis House. Why is it so long? Why is it so long?
Long?
Um yeah. Why's the title so long?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, actually the
honestly.
title of everything is long. Looking at this list on Asura, it's like Reincarnation of the Suicidal Battle God, Return of the Mount Hua Sect, Return of the Disaster Class, Return of the 8th Class Magician. The Dark Magician transimmigrates after 6,000 or 66,666 years. There's a lot of the return of the something, return of ah, delightful. Exactly what I wanted to see.
Oof.
Anyhow, so this one is currently at 33 chapters as of like a week ago. This one is uh yeah, it's one of those like I I I grew up and I became a horrible person who slaughtered an entire nation and then I died and then I came back as a kid. That's about it, yeah. Um
Yeah.
I like this one. The main reason why I didn't think I'd like this one is because it seemed like they would have a school arc. And I was like, fuck that. I don't like school arcs. But as it so happens, they circumvented it. This does not have a school arc. At least not yet. Which means I like it. It's got
Oh,
that sort of storytelling where you're like, okay, you're the youngest son, so you're like shat on and like no one loves you and your dad doesn't give a shit about you, so just live like a nobody and then the main character's like, oh, but what if I didn't live as a nobody? So here we are. Uh did you like anything about this one that we totally
mm,
remember the plot to? Because we're definitely not recording this podcast like half a week late.
so I one of the things I really liked about this one was the main character. I don't know, has like a more interesting personality than I think than a lot of other manhwas. Like I think I vibe at least personally
You
more with his personality than some others.
what is his what is the difference? Wow. what what is the difference between this main character and the main character of the Lord's coins aren't decreasing?
I think the biggest thing I
They're
thought
both sort
I
of like revenge-ish.
well besides like the general story plot of the revenge fantasy, I think like the Lord's coins aren't decreasing. You know, his like recurring kind of main personality trait was like greed, money. You know, like scamming people type deal. This guy, you know, he has like his emotions I think are very grounded in like the people around him. Or like for example, you know, like he has strong visceral issues with his brother and he doesn't just give off like the I'm smugger, stronger than you know, like he has like very like instantaneous reactions to his brother, like insulting him, beating up his servants, instead of just, the usual like, huh, I'm better than you, you just don't know it yet. uh,
I feel like I've read too much shit. I'm too desensitized. Like the, this one where it's like, oh, my butler is also like a highly influential person who used to take care of my mom.
yeah.
I don't I don't I don't hate the trope where there is like a really OP like guardian assigned to like help someone.
Yeah, especially if
I
they have
don't
like
hate it,
a careful
especially if they're like a
personality.
yeah, they're written as a nice character. They're written as a character that you should be able to like empathize or like sympathize with. Like, oh, they're
Yeah,
just like they're genuinely on this kid's side. Like they're not gonna backstab him,
right?
hopefully. Like it's nice to see that because it feels better. I feel like a lot of isekais and a lot of like power fantasies, people don't have family. They're all orphans.
Yeah, or they hate their family enough to the point that they basically don't have a family.
Yeah, or like in the power fantasy like monster outbreak ones, they're always orphans. Always orphans, or their mom is sick in the hospital, does not wake up. Dad left to get milk 33 years ago. Dad got in prison. Dad got killed. It's always that. Mom got
Dad
killed.
married new stepmom.
Yeah,
Stepmom hates kid. Ooh.
yeah. Shitty Cinderella story, but the MC is a power borrower or something. Yeah, it's I don't know. This one was pretty. It was pretty decent. I liked the twist on the master. I don't know why the master's a doll, but the master's a doll in this. She's pretty cool. We got to see her for like 4 chapters so far, so we don't really know a whole lot. He was supposed to go to school, and then he was like, "Ah, yes, but what if I just like killed you all because you're planning to kill me anyway?" That was pretty neat. Like that. And then he had this whole arc where he like tested the people that he hired, and it was a little weird.
Yeah, that seemed
It's
like
like,
kind of a filler arc.
why'd you have to do that? Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Also, like his siblings are all like fucked.
except for the sister.
Yeah, but the sister's also like fucked. In the sister in that the sister is like
Oh, sacrificial lamb
yeah, like
type
societally
deal.
fucked. She because their family is like decline. Well, no. In the original timeline, his family is declining in power because his dad went missing. So he then gets to see his sister sold off to like royalty to become like a concubine basically. In this one, she's just like a figurehead right now, and that's about it. Yeah, I liked this one just because it's funny power fantasy. Haha. I swing sword. I cut mountain in half. You can't really go wrong with that. That's the fun stuff, you know. He also this character sort of looks like for whatever reason the art style of a lot of these sort of makes it feel like all of these like young master type kids all sort of look like CL from Black Butler.
Yeah,
Did you sort
yeah.
of get that feeling? The way that this kid also like holds a
The
cane,
hairstyle,
the
yeah.
hairstyle, the like the fancy dress.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This one's a lot like CL.
yeah. Except he doesn't have a demonic eye. He has a demonic master. I I don't know at what point I got so desensitized, but I'm reading that chapter back where he like shows off the cool technique that he like pulls from his soul powers or something, and the guy who like was the leader of his guards is like, dude, you don't even know what's in for you. We're gonna break your arms, and then I'm gonna heal you with a potion. And I'm gonna break them again. And it's like maybe a few years ago that would have been sort of scary to read, but I don't know. Was it like Redo of Healer that did it, or was it like Tokyo Ghoul that did it, or at some point I started to feel like that's just tropey. Like it's no longer, oh, I'm gonna fucking snap your limbs in half and heal you with a potion and like fuck you. At some point, everyone in this like webcomic world started using that as a trope. Like this shows up in a lot of things. I don't know
Yeah.
when this got popular. It was definitely before Radio of Healer. Like Tokyo Ghoul sort of did it, but like it's before Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know. My brain doesn't go that far. Um, but yeah, this one, a lot of the ones we're gonna review here are gonna be like really shallow reviews because we don't have much to read. 33 chapters. We've like barely gotten into the world. This is a different world than Earth.
And I appreciate
And
that.
you appreciate that. uh,
That, that that is one thing it gets big points for, world building, creating like, a world and a plot where you can kind of like see what the general storyline's going to be instead of like, all these Hunter Earth things where you kind of have to guess that it's like something about how Korea dominates the world, someone saves the world, something of that nature. But you don't really know. But like in these world building ones, like, or I guess not really about the plot, but more like you don't get that nationalistic edge you get from other stories.
I feel like we
Uh,
we complain about this a lot when we talk otherwise outside of this, but like the Korean ones and the Japanese, well, not quite the Japanese one. The Korean ones and the Chinese ones, they always throw in some shit about like our government, not our government, I guess. No, I think Korea usually throws in something about the government.
yeah, Korean
And
usually is set
then
in modern worlds.
yeah, Korea is always set in modern day Korea. Like modern day Korea. Like BTS is like in the background or something. But in China, it's always like feudal China, like
Three
Warring
Kingdoms
Kingdoms
nonsense.
China.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone's wearing the robes and like if it is set in the modern world, it is not like they don't.
not globally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still very like it's wuxia, you know. It's
yeah.
that sort of world, and then in Korea, it's Murim. It's the same thing. It's horrible. But this one's pretty nice. I did like the I I do like the funny little like soul. I don't know what the hell he did here. Let me read back. He like used the power of his soul to like kill or something. I don't
Yeah,
fully know.
something
It's pretty
about that.
cool.
Like you reach soul transcendence, like a level
But
above Mana
didn't he
Master.
like in exchange use out like use up part of his soul or something? I think. No, okay.
I
This
know
is
it
one of the
hurt
first
him.
four techniques of a total of 8 techniques that I completed in the realm of a transcendent. And he refused to explain. Past that. Right? I also like how everyone just drinks potions like they're like juice packs. This is like the rats in Morbius. Or the rats in Morbius, the rats in Me Rising. My bad.
Yeah.
The rats in Morbius. The rats in Morb Rising. Fuck.
Rising.
We've been playing a lot of Re Rising.
Yeah.
You can sort of like, juicy little juice packet, rat package. You like squeeze the rats for their blood and you become frail on 0%. But yeah, I don't know. This one was pretty nice. It didn't go into school arc. We can briefly talk about the characters at the end that I don't know what the fuck they're doing there. Uh, TLDR main character walked into a town with his doll master, uh, and saw some like servant girl selling flowers or something, and he was like, "Ah, she seems like she'd be cool to recruit," and follows her home for some reason.
That is a complaint I have. I feel like that was
She
the
walks
least.
home and it's like, "Hey, what's up? I've been chatting with your mom."
They definitely had the
Uh,
least organic connection I've ever seen created ever. Mom was like, "Yeah, my child, you're a problem now,"
she literally entrusted this random kid
to a
with her
total
child.
stranger,
What the fuck?
a kid stranger, no less. Like you see a kid, you're like, "You're this is your kid now, because I'm about to die." How 8-year-olds meet other 8-year-olds. Uh, I feel like there was a lot of missed opportunity to like, I don't know, build up an actual connection, build up an actual like some sort of relationship between like not romantic, but just like good backstory between these two people that made them have some sort of at least like camaraderie with each other. They're literally strangers to each other, but now they're tied. So it's just what the frick? Is this is this just how it's gonna be? You, I see you, friend.
You're my friend now. I mean, you you read or you watched the world's finest assassin is reincarnated into another world as like a noble or something, right? Did you watch that?
I watched like 3 episodes.
Uh, at some point in that 12 episode anime, the world's finest assassin, who is now like some kid, he like finds this girl in the forest, and she's like starving, and he's like hunting for some reason for a quest or no training, I think. Uh, and he's like, "Here you go, here's food," and she's like, "Oh, food, great," and he's like, "You want to be my servant?" And that's how he gained someone. The anime explains it a little better, but in that one it was like the goddess was like, "I'll send people to help you," but he doesn't know what that means. So he just sort of looks for people with like high mana and he recruits them.
Right.
And she apparently had like exceptional mana, so he was like, "Great, you're my servant now."
Good, good. Ooh, that
Uh,
one's a weird one too.
yeah, that one's a that. Why is the first thing that you make like you're like, "Oh, I can make the spells from the normal world. Let's create a cannon." Why a cannon?
Ooh, yeah,
This man lives
Scott.
in the age of information. He's up here with this fucking Civ 6 mechs and he makes a cannon and then he makes handguns? But they're like magical handguns? What? Where's. Well, actually, no. Later on, in like. I think like the 11th episode or something, he literally. Uh, he has created nukes, basically. Well, they're like magical nukes. Well, no, they're not actually nukes, but I think he does make like a warhead at some point, if I'm not remembering incorrectly. He like hits someone with a nuclear warhead straight on. Uh, yeah, fun show, fun show, fun show. Well, yeah, this one wasn't that bad. Uh, the more I'm like rereading the story, the more I realize this is just CL, but with like actual battle prowess, whereas CL is just very useless. And yeah, I don't know. Something about the butler's name being Ron doesn't help. You
Ooh.
know how Trash of the Count's family has a Ron? That's the only Ron in my heart.
Who's the Ron and Trash the Count's family?
Ah, it's the butler. I kid you not.
Oh, the chef butler assassin. Okay, yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
he's not the. Well, his son is the chef. His son is the head
Oh,
chef. He is just the head butler, but he is the
okay.
assassin as well. But Ron's also like an assassin, I think, right? In this one, or is he just
He's
like
like he's just
skilled?
like a ninth magical
Oh, he's a
circle
mage.
deal.
Yeah. God damn.
I think everyone's a mage in this one. It's like
Yeah, but the main character is also good with sword.
yeah. You know,
Yeah. God damn. I feel like at some point these webcomics were like, oh, have you've seen like swordsmen, but what about magical swordsmen? Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Quick, everyone, copy it, and that's how it like got out. But I don't know. I feel like every time we do these, I don't really know what to talk about. This one wasn't very helpful. It was not a lot to read.
mm, we can talk about like the character relationships
I guess. Is there even
and
anything
just
to talk
uh,
about? Like, all we just heard was, I have a master. I met her one day. She's like imprisoned in a mountain. I'm gonna go see her again in my new life.
I think she was a cool character, honestly, because like
She seems cool. The one we know now, I don't know. We've only seen her for like 4 to 5 chapters.
I kind of like how she's like a doll. I don't know. It's just it's it's a cute mascot, but also she makes just good expressions now.
As a doll? She makes good expressions
Yeah.
as a doll?
I don't. I really like the doll expressions, like the angry doll, sad doll. Like you can get those really like
There's an angry doll
those
sound.
like very
I haven't
like
noticed. She just sort
very
of
like
looks
exaggerated
pissed.
expressions.
I feel like she just sort of looks pissed all the time.
Hmm. I think the sister and the brother are a bit. I don't know. They're pretty tropey and they're kind of one dimensional. Like the brother is just like pure jealousy, rage type character. And you don't really get why. You just kind of accept it. I feel like there could have been some backstory besides, oh, we're fated to be rivals because we're both sons of wealthy people and we're fighting for the airship. I don't know. And then the sister just kind of likes the brother because family.
Because family.
And
Uh,
they don't really show like really good familial bond stories or like care beyond like, oh no, you're hurt or you got imprisoned. I kind of have to like they don't have they haven't shown the chemistry between the characters. They've only shown like they have a good positive relationship between each other, and it's kind of like I feel like I want to see like the backstory, the reason, like the actual I don't know, like the thing that made them like each other. But they can the story's still kind of new, so like we don't have to get backstory now.
family dynamics never make sense in these. It's almost always best classified as, I am the youngest child, I am forgotten, I am not loved, I am mistreated. And my dad only cares about those who are strong, so because I was not strong in my previous life, he doesn't give a shit about me. And then also, my mom probably died, and then my stepmother
Now the
doesn't like me.
stepmom hates
Yeah.
me.
It's like always the Cinderella start line. They always start at such a shit point, and they all have to like go up from there. I com- I I am actually confused why not more of these stories. Question. I've only seen a few of them where like someone from like the main cast just goes, "I'm I don't think you're the right like I don't think you're the same person." Like a few of them actually say like, "I think you've like become a completely different person." And they question like whether or not this person is their brother because of how much they've changed. And I would question that too if I had a younger brother who like slept all day and like didn't do anything, and then one day woke up and started like using aura sword arts, I'd be a little confused too. But I'm sort of surprised how many of these just like treat it as normal. Like, I don't know. There's too many of these. Um, yeah, I like the I really like I like the master dynamics in these things. I liked it in Reincarnation of the Suicidal Battle God as well, where Zephyr is the disciple of Ned, but Ned doesn't know it. That was really nice. They have a very good dynamic.
Yeah.
In the recent chapters for that, they like go into it in more detail, and it's just nice. I like the master and servant, or not master and servant, master and like disciple um, dynamic because it feels like better family.
Yeah, and they,
All of
they
these all of
go,
these ones like write the blood family as like pieces of fucking shit. Like you
yeah.
you're made to not empathize with these people at all. Like you can't. And then it's like, ah, my family, my master.
So I think it's I think it's gotten off to an okay start. Like
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think
I think it's
yeah, the story is like we don't really know where it's going, but I like how they bring out the positive energy this time. Like, last time I killed everyone and like I regret it now. This time I just kind of want to live my life and be happy. Like, I feel like I appreciate this kind of reversal from before when it was like last time I lived a happy life, then I got betrayed and now I have to kill everyone. This time it's the reverse. And I like the moral change.
uh
uh,
don't you not like these generally?
no, I think this is the positive version, the ones where before like the revenge story like the revenge story but this time in the reincarnation he still has a little bit of revenge nonsense going on in him, but he also shows signs that this time I kind of just want to,
Like be less of a shitty person?
yeah, like he realized like last time he ruined his life by
He
killing
realized
everyone.
last time he ruined his life by literally slaughtering the entire
And,
kingdom and then slaughtering everyone else in the kingdom. Yeah, I think he did realize
uh,
that around the end of his death.
uh, so I feel like we're,
uh,
just that realization was, I think, a good like a very good fresh start kind of character growth moment.
uh, I suppose so.
I am all for the characters who are like slowly realizing like hey what does it mean to be happy, like maybe I shouldn't have done this because it kind of ruined my life, maybe I should have done this other thing, like just these moments where like they start off kind of childish, impatient, tyrannical, and then they slowly realize what it means to be an adult, what it means to like
But that's how normal
live.
people are.
That's a good. I think it's a good thing to kind of like. I feel like that's like true character growth. I feel like
But
character growth isn't
the
like,
emotionless teenage mercenary type.
oh, I don't
I
know
have
how I
no
feel about that
emotions. I
one.
just beat the fuck out of people.
I feel like those characters just like they never grow or change as a person. It's just like a fight scene to next fight scene, but crazier. Uh, uh, uh,
But even in Junior Mercenary, he cares about people. He like sort of cares. He cares about his family and he cares about the like army guy that saved him.
not about just like showing care. It's like he's just like that's his like personality. Like he's kind of a nice person,
He's kind of a nice person.
but at the same time, like he kind of like refutes his own niceness by like his uh his goal towards any conflict is always like beat them
Death.
up. Like he death, yeah. Like he kind of
Listen,
like
Chris. The only way to stop someone from pursuing your family is to just kill them. that's that's how he works. That's how that one works. That one comic's like, oh, you mess with my family. Oh, you're the state senator. Okay, you're dead. All right, your family. Oh, they're kidnapped. I'm torturing them as we speak. Oh, you want them back? Oh, you you wanna just like have them leave the country? Yeah. Okay, you're not doing that. Okay, I'm gonna burn your house down. Like,
it's just
oh,
I
I
feel
love
like the
it.
natural progression should have been, he's a child soldier, emotionally stunted, never interacted in real society. It should have been him learning how to like be normal friends with other people,
How
learning
would
how
you
to be.
expect him to do that though? He's been
That,
emotionally
that's
stunted.
that's
It's
the
like some
goal.
guy with
That's the
PTSD
character
returning back
growth.
to like the normal
That's the point of the story. I thought that's would have been like, the end goal. Instead, we just get, more freaking. I thought that's would have been the character growth. There
I
is no character growth. It's just the same crap over
there
and
is
over.
character growth though. He when the major guy is in danger, he saves him.
I don't know if that was necessarily character growth or him just being a badass soldier.
But he cares about the man.
Uh, his character
He
growth
also
isn't
like
him
spared the
being.
guy who was like sent to kill him.
I feel like the character growth, like his problem was that he's like kind of socially inept. It's not that he's like an evil
I
person.
I don't think he's socially.
I, I think though, yeah, I think he is. Like in the beginning, he has no friends.
He's,
Everyone's worried he can't
what
like
do you mean he
do
has?
normal teenage
He
things.
he literally transferred into a school in the middle of the semester. Are you expecting him to have friends on the first day?
No, no, I'm not saying he should. I'm saying like that should be the character. Like I thought the story progression would be him, learning how to interact with friends normally, and not him
But that would just
doing
make for
more teenage
boring.
scenes,
That would be make
more.
for like boring slice of life.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a slice. Like he could still do like this teenage stuff, but like I don't know, he'd be like normal friends with these other people. Like how in
Listen,
Weak
they play
Hero,
League together.
they play League together.
They play League
Yeah,
together, and they tell him
I
he
feel like
sucks, and that's about it.
ah,
And at
I
some
like
point
how
later, they fight with him, and it's like sort of cute. And he like fights for them, and it's sort of neat.
how in like Weak Hero, you got Gray
Yeah,
who's like kind of like he transfers in, he's like the weird smart outcast.
who has
But
like
then
basically no friends as well,
yeah, and he's like
except
he
for
seems like
Eugene.
he's like a stoic. He doesn't really have a friend. Eugene's not really his friend. They're just like desk mates with
Eugene's not
nerd
really his
camaraderie.
friend. Oh
In the
no.
beginning,
Oh,
in
in
the
the beginning, I
beginning,
was like,
in the,
oh
in
no, the poor guy.
no, 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 no,
Throwing
no. Well,
shade on
okay,
Eugene.
in the beginning, they're just like nerd camaraderie. We're both like
Yeah, we're both
skinny
smart,
nerds,
book smart. Yeah,
and then like Gray, like slowly, like you see him like
he opens up
learning how
later.
to be friends with other people, hanging out, doing stuff like that. Like Teenage Mercenary,
Uh,
he himself doesn't talk enough to really.
he's a silent protagonist, Chris. You'll never understand.
Uh,
He's like Joker in Persona 5. When he opens his mouth, it's only to like to like do the like action yells.
I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I do. Do you really think this one's better? I
Do you like this one as in
the legendary
Legendaries?
younger son of younger young the youngest son of the youngest house of the Marquis of the youngest son.
We
Yeah.
haven't seen enough on us, so this is really short.
It is really short. Half
I
of
can
like up to
yeah.
chapter like 20, he's still in the fucking house, like or in his like quarters or something. And then I, I don't, I don't,
We haven't even seen many characters.
I don't like the rush in this one. This one doesn't make sense to why it's so. It, what a weird critique. What a weird. Like, oh, we're usually like, there's not enough story. They're too slow. But this one, he just like finds his master and he's like, all right, time to go. Goodbye. We're gonna go to travel the world together.
Yeah, the
For
story
some
is a
reason,
little
it's
bit more
really
episodic.
fast, which also is not good. Man, it's hard finding like a good paced story. It it really is. Gotta think like all the ones where you would think like, oh, it's pretty good pacing. At some point, it's just like, wait, why is it going so fast? For example, God of High School. Ah, yes, we're battling to find the strongest high schooler. The Earth
Oh,
is
that
getting
was
destroyed. Please help us fight and maintain all human beings on Earth.
it really drops the story
The god of
bombs.
high school, more like the god of the world. Ooh, very interesting, very funny. It's still going, that one. It's still going. It's getting like weirder and more annoying every chapter. It's starting to feel like Tower of God. Oh no. I don't know. This one, I don't know. Overall, I don't really care for the doll master. I feel like the author just didn't want to draw the master that much. I feel like that's how it was. Also, the more
She's
chapters I
kind of
see of
cute.
it, this person is just CL. This is CL Murder Hive. Well, yeah, because he's fucking killed the nation. Uh, ah, uh, yeah, I'm just reading it now. Yeah, it's just like find some random flower seller girl. How the fuck do you even tell? Why does he tell? Why does he ask people to become his new chicks? What is that? Why is that his
Ugh,
lingo?
that's kind of
Earlier
yeah.
in the story, he like there's this knight that like serves his brother.
I think
No,
just the Lord in general.
yeah, the lord in general, but he's like assigned to watch over the kid, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey, you want to become my chick?" And he doesn't mean chick like girl chick. He means chick like my little chicken,
Servant.
my
Yeah,
little
like
like
little
baby that I like carry
disciple.
around and drag around, and you can like
Yeah.
become my toy, basically. Uh, let's just rate it and get it over with, I suppose. Well, not get it over with. It was something. Here's all the ratings. It's a lot of ratings. Let's do the art rating, shall we?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know. Something about this art doesn't vibe with me. 7.
S-
I.
Something about this art doesn't vibe with me. 7. What?
Okay. Okay.
Something about this art doesn't vibe with me. I'll give it a 7.
Okay. Okay. It's still like. It's still okay.
Uh,
Like I feel like it's still.
yeah, it's not bad.
It's still really highly quality, but their faces, I feel like it's like some of them. I just. I don't know.
It feels unnatural.
Yeah, some of them are a bit uncanny to me, and it's a bit concerning. But
It
overall, it's not displeasing.
they cut corners a lot, and it almost sort of feels like half of the scenes are like them taking like characters in like modeling, like 3D modeling, and just posing it off of that and drawing over it. Which, if they are doing that, that's fine. That's something we did in concept art class. But don't make it so apparent. I don't know. It's like weirdly childish.
There's like a scene, there's a panel I'm reading right now where the neck doesn't align with the bend of the head, and it's just very weird to look at.
Uh,
Like the neck is like straight up, but the head is like tilted down. So you're just like, what am I?
the shaft's head tilt, but it's not in shaft and it's not a head tilt.
I
Uh,
it's just I don't know. There's just slight. It's like very small inconsistencies every now and then that just make me feel slightly uncomfortable.
what do you mean? That seems natural to me.
I feel like the face is pointing downward slightly, or maybe it's. I,
He's turned in a 3/4 away from us, but his head is turned a further sideways. That would work. This seems fine.
I don't know. Something about the head and the neck, like or the face, like specifically like, the face in relation to the neck, is like
I mean, I see what you're saying. He's turned away
really
from us, right? Like from a three
weird.
quarters from the viewer, but then his his face and neck are like turned even more away. So it would be a weird pose to do in real life. It would be like if someone was like crossing their arms and they turned away from you and then you saw their neck and face like shift even farther away from you. It it would be weird, but I don't think like drawing wise it doesn't look horrible. I thought you were gonna say like the neck does not align with the head like at all. Like
Oh no,
it wasn't like
yeah.
connected or something. No, this man's got a nice girthy neck. It'll work. It's a little sloppy, but it, it'll work. I really can't say much about it. Uh, I don't really think this art's as good as a 7, but a 5 might be too low. So a 6 shall be.
All right.
Feel like I can't give everyone a 3 and a 4. I can't become like Gordon Ramsay of webcomic rating. Okay. The story. The story is woefully insufficient and also very fast. The pacing is really bad. I
I
will
agree.
give the story. If this kid never ends up going to school, I would love it. That would be great. I hate the story arc of the. It's the academy arc. You get to have roommates in the boarding school, and there's people will shit on you, but you'll beat them up with your power of friendship. I hate that shit.
I love the
Um,
power of friendship, but okay.
no, it's the power of revenge, Chris. It's the power
Oh
of
yeah.
you killed my family. I'm gonna burn your nation down. It's that power. It's that I strive for. Oh boy, it's time for everyone to hear the train in the background as well. Great, wonderful. Um, I will give the story a solid 5 out of 5, or 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll
It gives us more story than the previous ones. It's just a little too fast.
yeah. I agree. I feel like I'll, I'll give this one a 5 as well.
Ah yes, in agreement. We are almost never. Okay, characters. Characters.
Mm.
Hmm. Uh,
Uh,
the reading it back, the techniques aren't even that cool. um, like the main character has that like sword technique. I don't know what the
yeah.
fuck he does. He just like slashes it and it like pierces everyone's souls or something. I And the master seems cool. We really haven't known anything about the master yet, and like we see a dragon in like the last two chapters that have just been put out, and the dragon is like a conceited fucker. So I don't really know if I like him either. I mean, he's probably not written to be liked, but I don't really care for the vampire or the vampire girl right now. It doesn't feel. I like it because of the master and disciple relationship, but not anything past that. So perhaps I will just set it at. I mean, do I like the main character? Do I? I don't really care. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care about the Ron character either.
Yeah.
It's just.
Ron doesn't get much screen time.
Yeah, but he's also sort of generic. They're all sort of generically hiddenly OP. But
We haven't seen much of them, so
the
it's a
dad's
bit
cool,
hard.
even though we haven't really seen anything of him. He's got a cool design. A six. I'll give it a six. It would be very nice.
I'll give it a 7. I feel like I see I feel like I see a little bit more potential with these characters than some of like my daughter's Battle Balls.
Wait a minute. But this character isn't cute. Where's the daughter? Is that the
Nah, we got the
vampire's
Master
daughter?
Doll. We got the Master Doll.
We got the Master Doll. Move aside, Master Duel. Here's Master Doll.
Master.
Apparently we used to give this a final score. I don't remember how that was calculated. Did we
Oh
just
yeah,
add all this shit up?
divide by 30. Yeah. So what do we got? We got
6.5 plus 5 plus 6.5.
uh divided by 30. That is 0.57 or
Oh.
5.7. Sorry, 5.7.
0.57 out of 10.
5.7.
5.7 out of 10. This is. Is this a high rating? Don't
It's
we
a medium
generally
rating.
give it like a 3 out of 10 at the end?
Uh, we've given it like a couples like in the sevens. We have given. I think my daughter's final boss is like one of the few we actually gave like a ridiculously bad score. Uh,
Yeah, we somewhat tend to like the things we read. I'm gonna suggest some like truly horrifying things later. Um, but oh boy, I should have set up a scene for the capturing the wheel, the shitty wheel thing that I have here, but I didn't. So I'm gonna have to set that up right now, which is horrible. Um, Let me do that real quick. Find a. I'm gonna just make a new scene. I'm gonna title it wheel, and we're just gonna record that live with nothing. So it's gonna show the black screen, and I'm gonna do a window capture. We're gonna capture, but we're gonna like. Hold on. Actually, we can change the wheel a bit. Actually, hold on. Let me like show the wheel first. Okay. We will decide. Okay, there's the wheel. Um, People should be able to see the wheel now on screen as well. But so if I scroll up in this is the wheel right now. Um, are you
Miriam
also able to?
log. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You are also able to see it, Chris.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
We did get the legendary sun, so we'll replace it here. I'm gonna replace it with the one I was talking about. The like on this day, humanity experienced
Yes.
the worst disaster in human history or something. I'm gonna grab that one there. It's very funny. Um, I wonder if that one's already in there. I don't think so, right?
Oh god, talent swallowing magicians here. Uh,
I think
rise
that's what
from the.
it's called. Rise from the Rubble. Yeah, Rise from the Rubble. Very funny, very memeable. It has this thing about like on this day, China experienced the worst tragedy in the world. Something horrible like that.
That's a good meme.
Yeah. So this
And
this horrible list. Let's go.
do, 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 do.
Oh god. Oh
Turn
no.
off the
Oh
disaster
no.
class.
Oh fuck. Oh no. You know what this
Oh,
is.
I vaguely recall. Oh, frick.
Wait, you didn't like this one. I remember specifically talking about this one. This is the one where like because of the cancellation website we read it on, this main character is like the
Oh,
most
toxic
unlikable
AF.
asshole in the world. It
Yeah.
is incredible how horrible this main character is. So we're gonna
Oh,
do
yeah.
Return of the Disaster Class Hero. Alright. Yep, that's what we've chosen. That is the next one. It's pretty long. I mean,
38 chapters.
38? Only 38? Oh, yeah, it's
They
just.
skipped
Oh,
all of
oh,
May. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. Well, I put in some shittier ones on there for a reason. Prepare to read a sort of shitty one. This one's like full on Korean nationalist, too.
Yeah.
Ah. Oh man, I should have just stuffed it full of good ones. Damn it. Well, let's switch back to the wheel screen for a second. Now that that's been taken, let's take that one out. Chris, you suggest one
Hmm.
that either looks interesting to you or you want to read, or that you want to review.
We could review Reformation of the Deadbeat Novel. Lazy
Yeah.
Lord Masters of Short. Whichever title. Mix-
Yes.
okay. I,
Wonderful.
I like the Mish.
That's how it should be. Alright. So that ends this episode. Somehow we ended up recording for an hour, even though we like stopped talking about the actual thing like 20 minutes in. But well, it's fine. Return of the Disaster Class Hero should have a bit more to talk about. I really like the art in that one. I just don't like a whole lot else. Uh, we'll get
Character
into that.
is
It
a
might
bit.
just be this cancellation website. It really might. I imagine it's bad. That's
He's got
aggressive.
like
I don't
that
know.
generic, like cocky, overpowered attitude, but it's mixed in with a little bit of colorful language. Hmm.
It might be the website, but this man sure loves to say slurs.
Woo.
That's about the best we can say. If you want, you can go and find it yourself and read it. But we wouldn't recommend doing that if you don't want to hear that stuff. It's hard enough to read it. You just read it and you cringe real
Yeah, I
hard every time
see
it
it,
comes
and
up,
I
and you're
just
like,
like,
you could have just
oof.
used any other word. Why are you using this word for?
Yeah. These scan sites, yeah, they thank you for translating. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a weird one. But, well, that is how it be. And that's how it shall be for now. If next week we come back and we just shit on it real hard, maybe people will enjoy this podcast more. I don't know. Oh, fuck. I feel like I should remember to do this. If you like the podcast, please give us a like and a follow, or subscribe. Something something shill time. But if you've reached the end here and you're still listening, what the hell are you doing? No one watches until the end anyway. Okay, well, that's it for this time. I'll see you next weekish, maybe. Maybe next weekish, maybe.
Woo.
It's hard to say. I I am adjusting to a new schedule. All right, well, it's Morbin time. Time to leave. Time to morb into a bat and leave.
See
All right.
you.
See you later. Bye.